Alright, I'm gonna try something a little different today. I never narrate these, but I do them all the time. But we have to find out if the Warriors can be saved. I'm not sure that they can. As I'm recording this, it's the day after their second loss of the season to the Bucks. Scores a lot to a little. It really can't compete at this point. Um, Kelly Oubre and Wiggins are just not going to cut it. Teams clearly aren't going to guard them on the perimeter. And if you don't have to honor people's three-point shots, the motion offense really suffers for it. And Steph becomes pretty mortal, unfortunately. He's not the type of player like James Harden or LeBron where just through pure force of will they can kind of have a viable offense. So anyway, we're gonna see if we can put Steph in a bit of a better position to succeed without Clay. And we're gonna have to break some eggs to make this omelet. Draymond is gonna have to go. Wiggins is gonna have to go. And Oubre, just on principle, is gonna have to go because he may be my least favorite player to watch. For setup, I don't know how much I'm gonna actually do of this, but my general settings are I play full 12-minute quarters, but I do a lot of simming on my leagues. I'm going to have roster injuries on. I don't know if Clay is still going to be injured. I don't think he is, so we're going to definitely make sure we put Clay out for the year with a torn Achilles. That way it's true to life. And moving on, obviously we'll go with the Warriors. Alright, so when I am doing my leagues, first of all, I of course always use a draft class. Jack Move has always been solid. Philem is a good option too. I've used his before as well, but I'm kind of brand loyal to Jack Move for some reason at this point. He does a great job. This far out, I will do random. When we get closer to the draft, I like to not do the generated storylines. That way, the roster creators' intentions are more likely to be realized. But it doesn't really matter which one you go with, I guess. So we're gonna go with yes. One of the first things I like to do when I get into my league, first thing I do is go to my settings and set my coach settings the way that I like it. This is just for me personally. I like to have play calls. It gives me something to do. It keeps it interesting for me. There we go. Good with sliders. We're just going on All-Star. This is a rebuild. This is not going to be easy. One thing that's nice, you can player lock with anybody on your team, including bench players. And then the gameplay is very similar to my career. So like if you want to, say, play out the rest of Steph's career, you can player lock with him, only control him. Obviously you control the roster and everything too when you're not in game, but in game it basically functions like a my career. It's kind of a fun way to play. Probably not how we're going to approach it right now, but just something that I don't think a lot of people think of. Let's see, was I going to do anything else? No, I think we're good. Another thing I do is I go to staff and I get rid of any obvious weak links. You can actually just edit the staff and turn everybody to A pluses. I mean, this is the Warriors, realistically. I mean, it's one of the best organizations theoretically in the league. They should all be A pluses, but we won't cheese it quite like that. We'll just hire a new candidate. So goodbye, Jacob Dawson. Pack your shit. I'll bring in Nathan Masters. No. We'll bring in Owen Taylor. I like his potential as an A+. If we do a lot... Oh, he's not interested. Wow. Fuck you too then. Never mind. Oh, it's because he wants to be an assistant coach. That's my fault. So we'll go with Nathan Masters. Hopefully he can grow into the job. If this is a longer my league, then he should be getting close to an A by the end of his contract. Either way, he's an improvement on what we had. Ron Adams. We'll keep Ron Adams just because keep it true to life. Connor Lee. Oh, he's got to go. We need the best training staff possible if we're dealing with Steph Curry's ankles, after all. Perhaps if it wasn't for Jerson Timmerman, KD would have missed 550 days, and Klay Thompson wouldn't have a torn Achilles. Two torn Achilles under their watch, so maybe it is time for some new trainers. Definitely want to bring in a high potential person. Basically we got two nondescript white guys and this gentleman. Let's have some diversity. Go. Alright. Perfect. So our staff looks a little better. Now we have to make sure that Clay's injury is there. He's out for the season. Perfect. Well, not perfect, but you know what I'm saying. Okay, it looks like Draymond is classified as injured for 1 or 2 weeks. So we'll probably just sim through until Draymond gets healthy so we can move him before we start doing any major moves. Let's see. So going through the depth chart, we have Steph, Bradley Wanamaker, Michael Mulder, and Nico Mannion. Nico is actually going to be playing minutes for me. I like Nico. We're going to see if we can kind of brute force Nico into a rotation player someday down the line. So probably going to be freeing some space up to actually bring Nico up from the G League. Clay, obviously out for the year. Damian Lee. I don't like nepotism, so his ass is out of here. I don't care if you're Steph's brother-in-law, you're a bum. Jordan Poole's out of here. Horrible. Wiggs, Oubre, Baze. Baze is a good bench guy. We might keep Baze. He's cheap. But Oubre and Wiggins are absolutely out of here. Pascal, we like him. He's definitely a keeper. Probably keep Smolicic as well. Draymond, sorry buddy, but that 23 million and 72 over 3 years isn't going to work for our books. Wiseman, obviously untouchable. And I actually like Chris a lot as a backup big. So Looney's got a $5 million cap hold, basically 4.82, and he's an expiring. We're probably not going to bring him back, so he might actually be good trade sweetener. Okay, so let's go ahead and sim until Draymond is back. Alright, we got a trade offer. I mean, these are rarely good. I like to look at them just for the heck of it here. In this case, though, you know, this is actually interesting. I actually like Maxey. I think it's Tyrese Maxey, if I remember correctly. Definitely a better prospect than Mulder, who's currently our third string point guard. And Danny Green's a name with, I think, a $14 million cap hit, I think. So he might actually be, yeah, $15 million cap hit. Okay, he might actually be useful near the trade deadline for maybe trading for a star. So doing something I don't usually do right out of the gate, but we're going to accept a trade from the CPU. Let's go. Okay, we haven't actually set our lineups yet. Good thing we didn't get a game in before we set that. Let's see how these new guys fit in here. So, like I said, before we do the major roster overhaul, which is coming, this is what we're going to go with for now. We got Steph, Danny Green, Devin Green, I don't know who that is. Andrew Wiggins, Eric Pascal, James Wiseman, Chris, Looney, a little center heavy, but we don't have a power forward, so that's okay. We'll just play two centers, like, I can't remember. A few Warriors teams did that, actually, because they did go small off the bench. Kind of popularized that death lineup, playing small lineup there. I like to play 10 for my bench depth, sometimes even more in the regular season, especially if I'm not trying to win. In this case, I want Maxi to get minutes, so we're going to expand the bench to 11. And let's go ahead and crank up that bench utilization. There is no reason to risk Steph playing giant minutes right now. The team is not going to win. The last thing this franchise needs is a major Steph setback. So 30 minutes, 31 minutes a night should be pretty good for him. Like I said, we'll go 2 centers, Baze, Lee. I like... Note to self, I would love to have Robert Covington in the mix here. A forward can play 3 or 4. In this situation, I would probably convert him to a 3. And I would actually play him as most likely the backup 4, but also come in at 3 as well sometimes. Let's see. So, Jordan Poole, we're going to launch him into the sun as soon as possible. So Tyrese Maxey will get some minutes. Perfect. Alright, so things are already looking up. We already have a bit more of a future than we had before. For now, we'll make Danny Green the 3rd scorer. Something I do sometimes... Oh, no we won't. What am I thinking? We're going to go Weissman. And then we're going to go Wiggins. Go neutral. Golden State's playbook seems to like neutral, in my experience. Just one moment. Interruption. One more will be coming here in a second. But like I was saying, sometimes, in some cases, I actually like my 3rd scoring option to be the 6th man. If you have like a Lou Williams type. That way the offense is actually being directed to focus on him when you're simming, and it will kind of help his usage rate and everything else. So, just something to think about. Alright, so now we can go ahead and sim until Draymond gets back. Take 2. Okay. So we'll just have the CPU adjust the rotation. We're about to make some major trades anyway for this roster. Alright, so I'm going to do the best I can to not cheese too badly here. You can really abuse the AI and kind of load your team up. I'm going to try to be semi-reasonable. Let's see what we can get for just Draymond alone. See what the trade finder gives us. Some people like to do self-challenges where they won't use the trade finder. They'll just go with deals that they're offering straight up. I just think it's a good way to kind of get an idea as to what the league thinks your player's value is. Ooh. Wow. Okay. So this is really interesting. We got to think about when Steph comes back. Do we want to play Buddy Hield at the 2? I mean, we could also look at him as a rental for this year. But I feel like Buddy could come off the bench and be a really good 3rd man. He's only 27. We're looking at a 5-year window at best for Steph. That's the leader in the clubhouse right now. We'll go through and do our due diligence and see what else teams are offering here. But right now, Buddy Hield for Draymond swap sounds pretty good to me. Just, you know, you're saving money. You're getting Aaron Gordon. I don't know what that pick's value is going to be. I'm hoping that we're going to have it turned around so that pick isn't going to be very valuable. This is interesting, but right now I really like the idea of pairing Steph with a really good shooting guard that can actually hit threes. More kind of what this team's designed to do. This is a trade I actually talked about on a tech stream with a few of my friends. Draymond to the Mavs for Tim Hardaway. It just works salary-wise, and for the Warriors, you know, you're just getting off of Draymond's contract, basically. You risk losing him, and I don't know if that's the player you want to re-sign anyway, but you get off of Draymond's 3 years, so... Interesting. That's more of a realistic trade that I think could actually happen, but I don't think that's where I'm going to go in 2K. We are not going to give Draymond Green to the Nets, just on principle. Not even going to entertain the offer. Miles Turner. This was 3 years ago. I'd be excited about that Miles Turner trade, but I think we know what Miles Turner is. Jeremy Grant. No. No. Yeah, he's too plotting, and I don't really want to play him at center. We have Weissman, but that's not bad. It's not bad. Ricky Rubio, Jake Layman. Yeah, right. I've got to go with Buddy Hield. We're gonna do it. We're gonna pull the trigger. Let's get it done. So welcome to the team, Buddy Hield. So, reset here. There's our starting shooting guard for the season. That's, hey, we could do a lot worse. So, next order of business is, let's get off of Jordan Poole, Wiggins, and Oubre. Wait, where is Oubre? That's odd. Did I trade Oubre? Wait, was Oubre in that deal I just did? Or is he hurt? I'm confused. Let's go check out the transaction report. That's... Am I tripping? Did I... I mean, I wanted him gone anyway. So... I mean, I'm good with that if he's gone, but... Right, where's transactions? I'm rattled here. Oh, league news, of course. Transaction report. Warriors trade. Oh, that's right. Of course, I did it for Kelly. Okay, did it for. Huh. You know, that's not a good trade. I don't know what I was thinking with that. I could have done better for Kelly Oubre. I'm not sure. I just don't like him. So, you know what? It's fine. That's just a trade that we did. We personally don't like Oubre. We think he's a bit of a clown. So, we kind of made a statement by trading him for less than we, you know, maybe could have gotten. That's what we think his value is. We're not worried about it coming back to haunt us. We'll put it that way. Alright, so big moment right now for Pascal. It's possible he comes out of this the starting power forward for the year. I don't know what that would say about our year, but... let's get back to work here. So next we've got to get Wiggins out of here. Big cap hit there. So let's see what we can get if we pair that $29 million cap hit. Remember, we have an exception as well. And we put that with Minnesota's 2021. And let's see what that fetches us. So right off the bat, Tobias Harris. This isn't bad. This isn't bad. It's not good, but remember, this is Andrew Wiggins we're talking about. I mean, we almost have to pay teams to take this asset off of our hands. So when you realize that Andrew Wiggins is a negative value contract, you know, this looks a little bit better. I mean, you assume the Warriors are going to be cap hung anyway. So that 4 years, 34 is high, but I mean the Warriors are going to be paying luxury tax anyway, most likely. Wow. See, this isn't realistic. I I mean, maybe the value when you think about... No, it's not. No. This is the best deal that we're going to get, but I am not going to cheese the game and accept a Chris Middleton trade from the Bucks when the Bucks would never do this in a million years. So we'll skip this one. Okay, obviously we're going to ignore center offers. That's not what we're looking for. Okay, now we're getting interesting. Now, I don't know if the Pistons would ever put Sekou in this deal, but it's just realistic enough. I mean, if you're the Pistons, you're getting back, and you got to pay somebody if you're the Pistons. So I mean, you're bringing back Wiggins' salary, but Looney's a useful rotation player theoretically, and that Minnesota pick is valuable. So I think that's pretty good, honestly. That's not terrible. And then DeMar. This is a good deal, but I can't do DeMar. I can't. I need a more classic Warriors player, and that is not. It's too much. He needs the ball too much and too much pull up mid range Kobe shit for me. I can't fuck with that. Well, let's take this Toby deal. I think we're gonna take the Toby deal. I think that's gonna be the best we're gonna get. Okay, so now we have to decide: are we going to play Tobias Harris at the 3, or are we gonna play him at the 4? For me, he's a 4. Pretty obviously, he's a 4. And I also don't think Pascal is ready to start. So for that reason, we're going to plan on him being a 4. The only way we come off of this is if we find good value for a 4 that just is a home run and, you know, makes us kind of ties our hands. Okay, so right now, what we have left for assets to trade is probably trade Wanamaker and just go with Maxey full time, but I need to play with him first and make sure that he is viable for that, so we're gonna not do that yet. Let's get Danny Green and Jordan Poole the fudge out of town. Because of the way the trading system works, Jordan Poole has more value than he does in real life, which is exactly none. So, well, maybe a little bit more than none. I'm sure he's a nice guy. Okay, Torrey Craig. Alright. You know what? This is what we're going to do. The Warriors don't feel like the Warriors without him. Is he even here? Oh, yeah, he's here. We got to get Iggy back. I don't know how we're going to do it, but it's got to be done. Well, definitely not at the expense of Bloody Healed. So a good little tip here when you're trying to shop for trades. Take advantage of what 2K gives you. They give you this untouchable thing for a reason. It's not perfect, it doesn't always work, but generally speaking, it keeps players in this category out of trade offers. So it's just kind of nice for team building. In this case, we're going to add all these guys to that. This isn't necessarily like for the organization, they're untouchable for the long haul, but for right now, I think we're going to roll with them for a little while. Let's see. Yeah, I gotta wait on Danny Green. We might roll with this for just a little while and see what we can do. But let's look here. Jordan Poole. Kind of like that freaking Korkmaz deal, but I don't really want to get off of Wanamaker. Chandler Hutchinson isn't bad. I don't like that I have to give up something for him, but He is a 75 for life. He has no potential improvement ahead of him, to my knowledge, or minimal. But he fits the system really well. I don't love his size. He's 6'6". I'd like to have a 6'7" at least center, small forward. But that's kind of my leader in the clubhouse right now. Let's see if we can get a Furkan deal done that doesn't include Wanamaker. I can't do Wanamaker, but I'm sorry. Let's... What if I add... Well, we might have to wait. I mean, I guess I could give a second and see if it'll take a second. I don't love doing that, but we'll go away in the future. Wow. We're not giving you Brad. Get off of it. I'll give you a more imminent pick and see if that helps. Okay. Whatever. We're gonna roll with this for a little while. Alright, so. Geez, maybe Toby does have to go back to small forward. We can't play. Huh. No, we're not done. We need a small forward. We can't make it work with this. I'd really like... There's two players I'd really like, and that's Roko and Iggy, but for cap purposes, it's going to be tough to... Oh, wait, I have that exception. Let's do this. Let's go... Heat. I want him to play small forward just for the year, just for my own entertainment. Oh. Warriors of 8.97. I guess we don't have that trade exception. Oh, you know what I was thinking of? I was thinking of the disabled player exception. But I don't think that $9 million disabled player exception is going to be a thing in 2K quite yet, which is too bad. But I don't know how many people really are aware of what that is anyway, so I guess I understand why it's not in the game yet. But I mean, they have so much other minutia in the game. It doesn't seem completely unrealistic that disabled player exception could make its way in, but that's okay. You know what? We're gonna have to stand pat. We're not gonna be able to upgrade through trade until we can get some of these guys available, so they have to be on the team for a little while. For those that don't know, after a trade in the NBA, you can't actually trade that player again for, I believe it's 45 days. Someone could correct me, but I know I'll be able to trade them again before the trade deadline, maybe even like January or late December, in universe, in game. Let's go free agents and see if we can get a small... Oh, perfect, Gerald Green. Come on board. Of course, we're gonna make room. Screw it. We're gonna do this. Okay. That clarifies things a little bit. So Glenn Robinson, oh god, this is a rough roster right now. But if you stopped heart surgery halfway through, you would have a murder on your hands. So give me some time. We're gonna get this straight. Ooh, is Maxey gonna lose his rotation minute? Is he gonna lose his... Yeah, for a little while he is. We could expand to 12. We're not trying to win anyway. This is a rebuild. We're gonna expand to 12. So now we're going to get shooters open. We got Buddy and Steph back. It gives us a... Splash Brothers might be a little too far. Call it Ripple Brothers, I guess. I don't know if they can really be called the Splash Brothers without Clay. So let's sim through January, middle of January, so see how things are going, and when guys are eligible, make a few more trades. Okay, that's not going to change our rotation. We'll leave that as is. Losing to the Thunder is tough. You expect to lose to the Clippers. Losing to the Thunder, the way they're currently constructed, is a bit of a bad omen. Let's see, so... No, we're going to decline that. Okay, good. No, that clarifies. Not good to the injury, good for the win over the Pelicans. The injury, in its own way, isn't so bad because it makes it so we can shorten our rotations a little bit, which could actually have a net positive on the performance of the team. It's just less time that a bad player is playing. Let's see. We're a little center heavy. That bothers me too. So we're gonna drop Looney out of the rotation. He'll take it like a champ. He's a team guy. We're trading his ass anyway. Wanamaker. Okay. Alright. So we'll continue the sim. Let's check in on our numbers here. I know we've only played 3 games, but let's sim right up until the Suns game and see how guys are doing. I want to specifically Steph and Weissman. That's what's important here. Ooh. Oof. Oof. Okay, Steph is straight up struggling for his standards. I mean, 39% from 3 for him is abysmal. As you can see, he has never shot below 40% in his career outside of the 5 games he played last year, but we won't count that. The free throw percentage obviously is also abysmal. This is small sample size theater though, so we won't worry about it too much yet. Weissman, ooh, I'd like to see that get a little better. We need Weissman to get more touches, and this offense needs to be focused on Weissman and Curry. So for that reason, we're going to go from get shooters open to pick and roll offense. And let's go shoot at will and just see if that does any good for us. Get out and run with the youth and kind of see how that goes. The youth, I mean Weissman. Obviously Curry's not youth. Let's get some of these guys. Oh no, we won't. Never mind. Alright. So we'll go through to January 21st, the arbitrary date that I set. Lost to the Spurs. So you can just automate your scouting. For my own story crafting and kind of just getting into the league, getting immersed in the league, I like to do it manually. The way that I do it, I don't just get everyone to 100% and then move on. I do like a round of scouting with everybody, get them up to like 50, 60%, and go like probably 30 or 40 players deep that way. And then doing that, I mean, it all comes out the same in the end, but you can kind of see guys rise up through their projections, which kind of is nice because it's true to real life. How it's not always the same prospects going into the year as it is coming out of the year. So it just kind of it's not really having that effect, but it's simulating that effect. So it's kind of cool. Okay, Naz Reid is nice, but we're already deep at the center. We don't have small forwards. So decline that pretty easily. Okay, so we just did a pretty major overhaul. The other thing we need to keep in mind. Wait a second, this is a great deal. We have to look at that. I mean, that's an affordable deal for Derek Favors. And the other thing that's nice about it is those mid-range contracts, those $9 million to say $17 million contracts, are really, really nice for trades. It just makes trades so much easier having those mid-level contracts. And basically, we're getting off of two guys that aren't in the long-term plans and basically are kind of a chore to even have in the rotation right now. And it frees up a roster spot, and we get back a future first. Yeah, we're gonna accept this offer. So we're over the cap. Gonna have to do trade exception, no problem. Add automatically, and there we go. Okay, so we're doing this a lot, but we got to reassess our roster again. Definitely gonna need to sign a free agent small forward just for depth, or bring Tassano up, but I see no value, really, in playing Tassano. He's not going to develop into anything. He's 27. So we're just going to go off the scrap heap and get somebody that can help us right now. There's two moves here. We could take Rondae Hollis-Jefferson, convert him back to a small forward, which I believe actually raises his overall to 77 or 78. Or we could go Gerald Green and have better three-point shooting right off the bat. In this case, we need to think about our bench and how much shooting it has. Oh wait, no. Actually, Glenn Robinson would go to the backup small. Okay, so that's actually a pretty easy decision. We are going to go with Hollis Jefferson. It's a pretty obvious move, actually. Okay. Okay, he accepted. Perfect. And that was his veteran minimum, I believe, is why... well, that couldn't have been a veteran minimum. I'm not sure why we were able to sign that. Maybe the disabled player exception is a thing, and that's why we was able to bring him in on that space. I'm not sure. Doesn't really matter. Let's convert him back to a small forward. Jersey number can be 21, that's fine. I don't think it will offend. God, who had 21 most recently? Jerebko, right? I think it was Jerebko. I'm a bad Warriors fan, I guess. I can't remember. Alright. So he's only a 76. He doesn't go up to a 77 or 78 like I hoped, but he's still a better choice, I think, than Robinson. And I actually like Robinson's shooting off the bench. So it kind of works out. No, Pascal, you're not going to start a small forward, and not even in fake life. Here we go. So Toby, Oh, Chris is not going to start over Weissman. Sorry, that's bad. Favors. Oh, getting so crowded at center. Might have to trade Chris here. Or Favors, actually. Might be able to... Now, same day, we might actually be able to trade Favors. Yep. I think we're going to be able to... Good. Okay. So we can actually turn right around and trade Favors immediately. If you do it on the same day. And you don't sim. So let's go... Ideally, I'd really just like to bring back almost nothing in a pick. Would be nice. I mean, McDermott is tempting. Oh my god. Oh my gosh. Yeah, no, I'm sorry. This isn't realistic, but I don't care. I'm gonna get Duncan Robinson. I don't care. We'll make the depth charts work. I don't know how we're gonna do it, but we'll get it done. He's 6'7". He's gonna play small forward for us. He's such a warrior too. I love him. Okay, I love him already. Alright, so... Alright. So this really does open the door up for Maxey when he gets back to play. I don't love Bradley, and I'm actually willing to bench Bradley for Maxey. So that's actually kind of nice for development. So that's not a bad thing. That's going to work. Right. So there's our new starting small forward, boys. Robinson, let's go. Okay. Now, all of a sudden, we're looking good. I also like having Hollis Jefferson because he can be a secondary... well, not really. I guess not in 2K. I mean, in real life, he can actually handle a little bit. You can actually run some kind of wing pick and rolls with him at times. So I actually kind of like that. Him coming off the bench. Toby and Eric, that makes sense. Weissman and Chris. And Smolicic is actually a good backup center too. So we're going to roll with this. In fact, I'm tempted to see what we're feeling like and hop right into a game here against the Rockets. Yeah, let's do it. Why not? Let's make sure our rotation is good. Definitely want Weissman over Chris. I don't know why the CPU keeps wanting to do that, but we're not going to do that. So far we're good. Play 11. We'll put Bradley in. Lee can kind of play backup point guard too, to a degree, in the Warriors system at least. Alright. Oh, every time I scroll past the injury and see Klay Thompson torn Achilles out for season, it hurts my heart a little bit, I gotta admit. Alright, so we are going to watch all of pregame. That way I can get some food. I mean, for production reasons or something. Oh, you know what I didn't do? Sorry guys, this is super choppy, but I gotta sweat over this. Gotta make sure to set our scoring priorities. Just so when it calls plays... okay, actually I'm good with that. I'm good with the way it was. Well, I'm excited. We get Duncan Robinson. He's not perfect. Obviously, like a little bit more lateral quickness and perimeter defense, but you know, it's 2K. We can make it work for sure. And some matchups won't be so bad. I don't expect Eric Gordon to be too bad. All right, so I'm gonna get off mic for a little while. We're gonna sit through all of pregame, like I said, and then we'll hop into some gameplay. Yeah, one of the things that Houston playing Eric Gordon at the three does is it makes it so you can bully ball with Duncan Robinson, and that's a problem. Um, the Rockets, I believe in real life they will, but in the game they need to move away from Maury ball a little bit and kind of wake up from the fever dream that they've been in playing 6'2" or 3" Eric Gordon at the small forward. But we'll take it. By the way, during that intro, I don't know if anyone else noticed this. Harden is coming into the night averaging 36 point something points on the season. He is on his fuck you shit right now with the world, I suppose. My only issue is he looks about 20 pounds underweight in 2K. The Harden that I've been seeing is a little chunkier than that. Oh, sit down. I love the Wood signing in real life for the Rockets. I don't understand why Harden even wants to trade. I mean, this Rockets roster has some bright spots in it, in my opinion. I mean, it's no worse really than what they've had. I mean, Harden and Westbrook were not a natural fit. So, I mean, yes, the roster was technically better last year. That was a panic shot. I gotta get off the mic and talk while trying to play, or else my performance is gonna be even worse than it would normally be. Alright, Weissman, take your time. Pop that. Ooh, yikes. He was actually 3 for 4 in his second game from 3 the other night, last night. That was actually nice to see.
Outside Gordon to the paint, and it's Wall. That's on the assist by Gordon.
And in the post, Wall's got a pretty well-developed game for a point guard. He can navigate his way through the big bodies with very few problems.
Curry's shot is off.
Well, he's got a great stroke. That one almost dropped.
Here's Harden. The shot from the low post is good.
And Harden proving why he's an elite ball handler. Absolutely cutting the D to pieces with his move.
Ooh.
Ball with the steal.
I did not expect to get stripped there.
He hits the back iron and sinks the shot. Wall's got his second bucket of the game to go.
Boy, he is looking confident.
And I know the roster's wildly different than it was when we started the year, but the problems are kind of the same. There is nobody that you want to just get to the hoop. I mean, Steph can do it, but you're really finessing when you're doing it with Steph. It's just the reality, unfortunately. But you don't have that guy that off the dribble is going to get to the hoop and get his points on his own, get his own shot. I mean, Clay did that. Obviously, KD did that. But they really needed every bit of Clay doing that to be viable. And even then, they needed actual improvement from Clay in a lot of places to be a viable team this year coming in. So, can't stress enough how much trouble this Warriors team's in right now is currently constructed in real life.
And free throw good from Wiseman.
Weissman looks pretty good for a rookie.
And he makes both free throws. Just over 2.5 minutes played here so far in the first quarter. Harden outside. Good D.
Good D.
For him, it's harder to miss that shot than it is to make that shot. I think he was anticipating a bit of a bump there.
Kind of jacking shots up with Steph. That's on me. Like to see him hit some of those, though.
Here's Gordon. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. That's on James Wiseman.
like about the Tobias Harris acquisition and playing him at the 4 is you can do everything basically that you did with Draymond offensively, but you can shoot just a little bit better, which is nice. I mean, you just saw me grab the defensive rebound and head down the court with Harris and then dish it off to Hield for the dunk. That's Draymond all the way. So being able to keep that kind of Warriors style, you know, it's kind of nice. We're going to run a pick and fade with Robinson, something the Warriors like to do with Clay. As you can see, that works pretty nicely.
Robinson's got 5 points so far.
Yeah, that's just working for the better shot. We always talk about in the NBA.
So we have 3 elite shooters on the floor. That's very nice. That feels right. I fell asleep on defense there. Got lucky.
Harden against Curry. To the middle. Here's Wiseman. Good.
There it is. We're finding it now a little bit.
And guys, you'd have to say this run really triggered by their transition offense.
And Houston calls their first time out of the game. To keep rolling here following the win.
I'm going to use this timeout break to eat some food. Just one moment.
Great adjustment.
I've been sub. God me BCK. With the sub.
In a second.
Lays it up and banks it in. And the Rockets lead by 1.
We'll see if they can finally hold on to a lead. It's been back and forth all night.
Well, you can tell they really want to increase this lead. They can't keep letting them take it from them.
Now here's Curry. Now the dish to Wiseman.
Oh, bad job by me.
Cousins comes up with the rebound. Cousins has got 6 rebounds now in the game. It's good. And now a 3-point Rocket lead.
They are just killing them on the interior.
Pass to Pascal. A 3-pointer, no good. For Houston, they've gone 50% from the field in the first quarter, 8 of 16.
And the league's preeminent
Okay.
practitioner of
Free
the
throws, I
step
can
back
check
three.
what
James
that
Harden
is here.
as good as it gets. And you know, like the sky hook, an unguardable shot, and paired with his dribble drive, a 2-move torture chamber.
The Rockets shooting their third and fourth free throw shots of the night. That's good from Tucker. And thanks to that step back, Harden already the all-time leader in unassisted three-point shots.
And not to mention 4-point plays. And up until recently, teams built elaborate offenses to create their three-point looks. Harden the first to do it one-on-one with volume and efficiency.
I'm gonna hit you with the sub if you're still listening. I'll
Stitches the wall.
cut the channel.
Drains it from beyond the arc. Wall's got his third basket of the night.
Oh, great ball movement there.
And the Warriors decide to take their first time out here. Frankie, we hear this a lot. It's almost too popular now to say good offense beats good defense. Being a defensive-minded player yourself, do you agree with that statement?
Absolutely, Kevin. And the thing is, in today's game, when I played, there was an era, you could hold teams in the 80s and 90s. You could go a quarter and keep them at 12, 15 points. You can't do that now. It's different. You've got to be able to win stretches of 2 and 3 minutes. And honestly, you're right. The offense does dictate far more, but it doesn't discount the importance of defense. And if you still look at the reigning champs and the teams that have won titles recently, that's still one area that they're consistent in, is their defensive approach.
Different look here for the Warriors. Chris, he's checked in for Wiseman. Hollis Jefferson comes in for Harris. Danny Green, he's checked in for Hield, and it's Avery Bradley in for Curry. Wall against Bradley. Pass to Chris. And he finishes nicely on the layup.
Well, Marquise Chris, you got to remember, 240 pounds, so scoring through contact is possible.
It's stolen by Bradley. To the inside, out to the right wing. The three, drills it from outside. Now just a 3-point Rocket lead.
I'm not sure why they're not respecting Avery Bradley from that spot. You got to get up to him from there.
Here's Wall, and too long on the shot. Green taking his time here. Inside, and Chris throws it down.
Well, Chris and his size, along with his speed, make him a tough guard in the pick and roll. If he gets off that screen quickly, he's very agile.
Now here's Wall. 7
God
points
me
in the game.
BCK.
Feeds to Tucker. And the pass
With
to
the
Matthew.
sub.
Here's Wall.
I've
Here's
been
the
sub.
three. Chris with the rebound.
Ooh, he missed an easy chance to put some points on the board. He won't get a much
Yeah,
better
Zion,
look
I got you, bro.
at that
I'm gonna
kind of
get you.
shot
I
again
just,
here probably tonight.
I'm trying to, yeah, say go Nathan.
Second
I'm
call.
trying to
Into the
do
cross half
something,
court
but
in time.
I'm gonna get you
David
back.
Wabarts checked in for PJ Tucker. And that was a great replay we just saw of our Mobile One block.
And you can see the mindset he has. When the game's this close, he's going to bring it at that end of the floor.
Houston in the lead.
See, there you go. I got you.
Now here's Wall. A 14-point game for him in the win against the Grizzlies in Memphis. McLemore, and McLemore sends it in.
And just taking pride in being their leader. These passes show Wall wants to make his teammates better.
Passes it to Green. Chris with it. Outside Bradley. Pass to Hollis Jefferson. Kept alive. Chris kicks to Pascal. Can't tie it up as that one misses. Rockets leading by 3. Here is House. Still getting warmed up offensively. No scoring yet from him. Wall against Green. Wall's shot is off.
No other way to put it. Just a poor shooting performance for him. But luckily, his teammates have picked up the slack.
Green, the pass to Chris. And that one, good. Chris has got 6 points.
Well, the confidence of Marquise Chris continues to grow from that range.
Outside, Wall. Shoots over Bradley. Wall, no luck.
And not a way to get out of a funk. He needs to be looking for good, solid, more efficient shots. Not the wild one he took there.
Bradley kicks to Green. And here's Bradley. Back to Green. There's Hollis Jefferson. And the last second attempt does not go in for him. So at the end of 1 quarter of play, still a close game. Rockets lead by 1. And don't go away. We'll be back with the action for the start of the second quarter.
I'm going to save this game here. The end of the first,
and for anyone who thinks this game isn't about hard work,
can't tell how many shots I've taken in my life.
See this stuff
how many hours of log practicing, but it started with a love for what I could do and just love shooting, love being in the gym with a ball in my hands, and knew from early I was kind of a natural at it, but in order to get to this level and for me to have gotten better, that's the catalyst.
And as we know, Greg, Steph comes from a family of great shooters. It's in the blood.
But as you said, it's about the work. The NBA players have had tons of kids. Most don't.
Change numbers. Many tried them, but came up short. 24, king of the coat. I'ma need backup. You do not know me. You cannot hold me. Dribble a left and right, then pull it back. Kobe. Ever since a young boy, I've been getting